YouTube, Smooth the Trucker. Hey, out here in Spokane, Washington today, you guys, and it is freaking cold. I'll show you guys outside. We got snow everywhere. It's about 30 degrees out here in Spokane, Washington. Super cold. But it's been good miles this week. I got a load for Toyota tires out from Chino, California, all the way out to Spokane, Washington. Gonna make my delivery tomorrow morning. But it's been really good miles so far, you guys. And what I want to make a video about today is something that I've been wanting to make a video about for a while. But I just really wanted to make sure I worked at Gardner here long enough to give you guys some really good advice and just kind of know as much as I can about the pay. We're going to be talking about Gardner Trucking, the pay overview today. And specifically, is it possible to gross over $70,000 as a company driver your first year driving for Gardner Trucking over the road? Is it possible to make over $70,000 your first year? So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. And before we get into all that, I just wanted to say there's three really good things about working here for Gardner Trucking compared to the last trucking company I was with. I'll have to say the first really good thing about working here for Gardner, specifically over the road, is that they're very flexible. Gardner is actually set up where it's optional to get the weekends off if you want. So it's set up, you can work Monday through Friday. They always get you back either Friday or Saturday morning, unless you want to stay out longer. Having said that, you're not going to be making $70,000 your first year gross if you come and take every weekend off. You're going to have to stay out for a long period of time. It's one of the things I really enjoy about truck driving is that you literally make your own paycheck when you're out here over the road. It's up to you how hard you want to run. If you want to be getting 3,000 plus miles every single week. This week I'm actually on track to make 3,000 miles this week. It's going to be a good week because I'm not taking the weekend off. I'm working all the way Monday through next Monday. So it's going to be about a 3,000 mile week for me this week, which is really good. Having said that, if you want to be making over $70,000 a year gross, you're going to have to be doing that consistently, literally almost every week throughout the year. And I'll explain to you guys how to do that. Secondly, for Gardner Trucking, as an OTR company driver, at least now as of December 2019, almost 2020, basically the start of 2020, Gardner starts their company drivers off at 47 cents per mile. So you're going to be making 47 cents per mile, and that, it's just a flat 47 cents per mile. There's no fuel bonus, there's no safety bonus, it's just 47 cents per mile. Also, a really good thing about Gardner Trucking is that they do have detention pay too. So if you're stuck in a shipper or a receiver for more than 45 minutes, you'll start getting detention pay. I believe the detention pay is around $14 an hour. So if you just tell your dispatcher, there's a number, it's called Chino Detention at GardnerTrucking.com. You text that number and they'll compensate you for your detention pay. So that's really good to be getting your detention pay as well. But also, you guys, the pay, it's up to you how hard you want to run and how many miles you want to get per week. This week I'm on track to get 3,000 miles, plus this week. And do the math on that. 3,000 miles a week at 47 cents per mile. You calculate that all out. It's about a little bit over $1,400 a week gross if you do that consistently. That's not even including, the detention pay you get. I'd say on average, being out here over the road every week, I get probably between 5 to 10 hours of detention pay, depending on which shippers and receivers I'm stuck at for 1 week. But that's not even including the detention pay. So where I'm getting that number 70,000 a year is if you take $400 or $1,400 a week gross and you times that by 52 weeks in 1 year. I did the math on that and it comes out to a little bit over $73,000 gross that you'd be making for Gardner Trucking your first year, getting 47 cents per mile. And that doesn't include the detention pay that you get also. But having said that, realistically, people are not a machine. They're not going to be working all 52 weeks out in the year. You know, they're going to be taking a couple weekends off. They're going to be taking a couple weeks off to go on vacation with your family. You know, so realistically, unless you're literally working pretty much 365 days per year and never taking any days off, you know, getting 3,000 plus miles every single week, yeah, you're going to be making over $70,000 gross your first year at Gardner Trucking as an OTR company driver. So yeah, it is possible to be making over $70,000 your first year. It is possible. But realistically, who's not going to ever take any time off, you know, and just be a working machine and stay out here and grind that hard? You know, some people, I mean, me personally, I haven't been doing that yet. I say I have a pretty realistic, good idea of what you can expect your first year working as Gardner Trucking. This is my third, pretty much going almost on month 3. It's about 2.5 months experience I have here working for Gardner Trucking. And I'd say, you know, if you stay out 7 days a week, you drive, you get your 3,000 miles in 1 week, yeah, you're going to be grossing about $1,400 per week gross. You know, they're going to be taking taxes out of that. So depending on what your tax rate is, it's probably going to be somewhere around, you know, $950 to $1,200, depending on how much you're taking out for your taxes. But yeah, take home, you know, take home pay between $950 and $1,200 for a week. Take home is, you know, pretty good for only considering 6 months experience. You know, if you have 6 months over the road experience, Gardner Trucking will take you and start you out at 47 cents per mile. So I'd say that's pretty good, you guys. You know, if you can stay out here and grind as much as possible, that's my plan, you guys. You know, honestly, I've been taking more time off than I have wanted to, and recently, you know, but it's been worth it. You know, I had the passing of my father last month, so I went to go visit my sister for about 5 days last week, and we were out in Washington, you know, out in Vancouver, and we went to Seattle and saw Pike's Place Market. So I've been taking some time off, but I really wanted to give you guys a good idea of what you can expect for the pay. And is it possible to be making, you know, over $70,000 gross your first year working here for Gardner Trucking? And yeah, you know, it is possible to be making over $70,000 your first year. You know, you're going to be grinding, you're going to be working real hard. You know, you're going to be taking almost no time off. I'd say out of those 365 days per year, you can only take maybe 1 to 2, maybe 3 weeks off maximum if you want to hit that 70,000 number. But hey, it's possible. It's up to you how hard you want to grind. You know, tell your dispatcher you want to have far loads like this load from, you know, Chino out to Washington, about 1,300 miles in 3 to 4 days. You know, if you get consistent loads like that, hitting your 3,000 miles per week, plus, you know, it's good money. It's real good money working out here for Gardner Trucking, you know. And Gardner takes good care of you too. For example, when I was, you know, broken down last month, I had a breakdown out in Medford, Oregon. My dispatcher, you know, they compensated me for the time that I was broken down. So I broke down that Wednesday night. I was stuck for Thursday, Friday, and they got me back home Saturday. So they paid me for all those 4 days, from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday I got compensated for. So I think the compensation, it's not a whole lot of money. It's like between 100 and 115 bucks or something like that per day. But hey, for, you know, just being broken down, you know, they consider that your time is worth something. So they pay you for that. Also, they paid for a hotel, and they bought me a plane flight back to the house too. So I'd say Gardner is definitely a good company, you guys. And you know, if you're willing to work your butt off, honestly, and just hardly take any time off, yeah, it's possible to be making over $70,000 gross your first year as an OTR company driver for Gardner Trucking. For any of you guys that are getting involved with Gardner and you are interested in the local pay, I know a little bit about local pay. My driver trainer told me a little bit. He was actually had a local driver for Gardner Trucking trainer, and he was saying when they start you off, you start off between $17 and $18 per hour, kind of depending on how much experience you have, and you work about 60 hours per week. So, you know, if you do that consistently every week, you know, it's still, you're making over $1,000 a week as a local driver. You know, there is more potential to make more money as an over-the-road driver, just because, you know, $1,400 gross is a lot more than the $1,000 gross. But, you know, it's also being paid by the hour and being able to come home every night is also in your favor too when you're a local driver. So it has its pros and its cons, but, you know, when it comes down to it, it's up to you how much money you want to make when you're out here over the road. It's something that I love about CDL big rig truck driving is you write your own paycheck. It's not up to, you know, your corporate boss, you know, or up to, you know, your chain of command to see how much you should be getting paid. It's up to you, you know. You hit your 3,000 miles per week with Gardner, you're going to be grossing over $1,400 per week, $70,000 per year gross pay. You're going to be making over $70K your first year, you know, if you grind and you do that every single week throughout the year. So, you know, good luck if you can do that, you know, but hey, it's possible. It's up to you, you know. If you want to make it happen, you can make it happen. You just got to hit the, you know, hit the grind and work your little fanny off to make it happen. So, yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys about that. That's basically the overview for Gardner Trucking. Having 3 months experience now here working for Gardner Trucking, I've wanted to make a video about the pay. And yeah, you know, you can make very good money here with Gardner if you're willing to put the time and the effort in. So that's all I got for today. I'm going to be making my delivery tomorrow at the American Tire Distribution here in Washington. And, you know, eager to be getting me back to the Chino yard so I can get my 3,000 miles. And New Year's, I'm going to be taking a couple days off for New Year's here. So that's all I got. But yeah, it is possible, you guys, to make good money here with the Gardner, over $70K your first year if you work a little fanny off. So that's all I got for today. Smooth the Trucker, out for now. You.